Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Trails in the Sky, second chapter. This is me, your host, Logic Blade, and after a brief reprieve, we're back at it again. This time, getting ready to start Chapter 6, The Whereabouts of Bonds. Last time around, we faced down a mighty dragon. We showed him what's for. We also broke the gospel that was on his head, and Agate seems to have changed as a man, becoming more reasonable, more, well, I guess you could say he's overcome his, what's been holding him back all this time. And now that he's done that, as a team, we've grown a lot. We've chased Ouroboros all across the country. But now it's time to take a little bit of a break while we wait for what we've got planned to, we know Ouroboros will strike again. We need to be prepared for them. And the best way to prepare is to rest while you can. So, we're going to the Valeria Lakeshore, the Kingfisher Inn, and we're gonna have a nice, relaxing episode this time around. Just make sure you save up, do everything you need to do before heading in here, because this is something of a point of no return. So, we're all prepared to go. Let's go visit our party. Kevin. What the hell's Kevin doing here? I guess he just came to join in on the festivities, I suppose. I mean, I guess I don't mind inviting a bishop, a priest. Yeah, he's a priest. Along for the ride. Apparently he was interested in scoping out the Amberl Tower. He's been looking into all of them, as you do. And that's why he couldn't help us out during the dragon business. Not that he would have been much help, honestly. Like, I mean, he's talented for sure, but with the team we had on hand and the Royal Army helping us out, he would have just been, a small bargain rather than, a big deal. And I mean, hey, we might as well share information while we're here, so. Doesn't seem like our other party members have a problem with it. So yeah, let's have him join in on the fun. Zin's got the right of it. So if you still have business, Kevin can join your party here, and you can run around with him as if you'd like. But we've got everything we need to get done, so it's party time. No thanks. And since there's 8 of us, we're gonna need several rooms. One for ladies, and one for the dudes. Hopefully we won't have to sneak into any bases this time. The way I remember it, Shara drank you under a table and laid you out like a sack of garbage. Oh god, no. Shara, no. Why? And none of the guys really care. So Olivia is going to be like, yeah, I'm going to room with my best buddy. Is it not obvious, Agate? A raven with clipped wings, mended by a tender-hearted young girl. I would be a failure of a bard if I did not hear every detail of that encounter. And also... Agate, try not to murder him, okay? Oh no. Guys, please. She's 12. She's just a little girl. Thank you, Chloe. It seems like that was settled without Agate's permission. And so, Kevin knows all about this stuff. There's a line in the Testaments, huh? The goddess, having bequeathed her treasures, sent forth the holy beasts to observe the path the children of men would take. Well, a dragon certainly qualifies as a holy beast. The more pertinent point, I feel, is the command to observe. So, rather than take an active role in people's lives, they're like, yeah, act freely, do as you will, but don't interfere with humanity's choices. And it seems like Kevin's picked up some leads, thanks to his poking around. Let's see what he found out. Yeah, they're all lit up. We've been to all of them, so we can vouch for that. And in that room where we fought Al and Richard, the towers that were up inside that room came down. Exactly. For those who don't remember. And those 4 towers started lighting up pretty much immediately at the same time. So that gives us a nice little connection. The pillars in the room were even the same color. Yeah. So the runes beneath Gransel Castle produced the first barrier. And when he used the gospel on that barrier, it was eliminated, which activated the device towers, which produced the second barrier. Seems like someone really didn't want us to get to this aureole, the shining ring, whatever the hell it is. We know it's a goddess's treasure, but why the hell is there so much shit in the way of it? Yeah, Kevin's basically cut to the quick of it. And it seems like they're trying to make a legitimate gospel so that they can access the aureole, whatever the hell that means. And seriously, how the hell does the professor know all this? The one who took my Joshua awake. Does make sense. The missing memories has definitely been a red flag all this time. And since Estelle couldn't remember this one person, it makes sense. clearly a man of twisted morals is putting it lightly, as we will soon see. Everyone's so unhappy, make Joshua suffer. I just don't get it. Don't worry, we don't get it either. You just need to worry about being Tita. Why the hell do you keep dragging me into these conversations? Oh, man. Poor Agate. Instead, let us navigate the forests of meat through the rivers of liquor. Merriment awaits. Rivers of liquor, Lenheim? That was an unfortunate metaphor. Oh, please, Shara, do not make me swim. I love these idiots. And so Estelle and her friends set about enjoying their holiday. Setting aside their cares for a while, they slumbered peacefully and awoke as they wished come the dawn. In the morning, they borrowed a couple boats and enjoyed an excursion on the lake. Poof. It's always nice to have a day like that. Shara, minors in the room, influences, etc. Weren't you slamming back some kind of fruit liqueur like a fiend while we were fishing? Oh, honey, please. Something that light doesn't even count. Apparently Kevin's a pretty good fisherman too. She'll be fine. Yep. I mean, lots of things in the air reminds Estelle of Joshua, so, you know, on a night like this, one can't help but reminisce. We've read the entirety of his book here. So, head to that pier where we saw him gazing out at the lake here. It's all just like before. Everyone's having fun, but it's not really the same at all, is it? I'm hopeless, aren't I? I made up my mind to chase after him at my own pace, but Mom and Joshua must be laughing at me. That's right. I did play it once during the dream. I wonder if I can do it again. Estelle got pretty good. Of course, she had a captive audience. Or at least one member of a captive audience. Guess you do have hobbies other than sneakers and fishing, huh? She also beats people up with her staff. Got a question I'd like to ask you. Estelle, what are you gonna say when you meet this boyfriend of yours? Huh? From what I've gathered, he left under what we might call, circumstances. Heavy ones. Even if you finally catch up to him, have you thought about what you're going to say to him after all this? I convinced myself I was going to drag him back, even if I have to pull him by the hair. But I don't think I can really do something that forceful. Or crazy. To be completely honest, I don't know if what I have to say will even reach him. And even knowing all that, you're still set on finding him? Yeah. I thought a lot about Joshua's situation, and my own failings. No matter how hard I try, though, the words to deal with it all don't come to me when I just sit around. So, I'll just let the words come when I finally meet him. What? After all, my feelings aren't mine alone, right? There's something that grew between Joshua and I when we were together. So, I think I'll only really be able to find those words once I see him again. Once we meet, our hearts will do the talking. That's why I refuse to worry about that until we find him. I mean, sure, sometimes I get a little sentimental, but let's just call that lady's privilege. Oh, man. That didn't go according to the steps at all. What? Step 1. Estelle is all sentimental and down. Step 2. Estelle worries over a comment from me. Step 3. I follow up nicely. Step 4. Estelle starts feeling better, and her opinion of me rises sharply because of it. See? Profit. That was the brilliant plan I was aiming for, but, somehow you skipped steps 2 and 3. And thus 4, I think. Sorry. You're still a good priest, Kevin. You do pay attention to people with worries like me. Well, it's true that's part of a priest's job. I gotta admit, I was paying attention to you from reasons that are more personal, Estelle. Huh? What are you... Hold that thought. What? Now I'm... What is it? Not sure. Looks like a boat's approaching. And I think someone's inside it. What? Hey, Kurt. Taking a nap, are we? He's lucky that the boat just happened to come up over here. Or maybe not lucky at all. So yeah. Welcome to the real meat of Chapter 6. We're not having a fun, relaxing vacation. No. No, we are not. Considering Kurt's by himself, that's probably not a good sign. So, no sense in panicking. Let's just find out what we can. There are no islands or reefs on the lake. It's tremendously deep. So, it must have come from another shore. Or we could just ask Kurt himself, because he's stumbled to consciousness. Apparently he infiltrated the base, but that's all he can remember. Seems like he ran into the professor again. Man, to have my memory stolen multiple times? God damn it. Luckily for us, we have a priest of the Septian Church with us. So apparently he knows some crap about his memories, so let's put our faith in our priest's thaumaturgy. In the name of she who dwells above do I hold this consecrated septium. Wow, so pretty. Silver reflection of the conscious will, black luminance of time's flow. By your opposing natures I divest this mortal man of the ties which bind his mind. You'll be fine. Just let the fog clear and remain calm and relaxed. Whatever you do, don't try to look into the darkness that lies beyond. Yes, I understand. I see what you meant when you warned me that this would be unpleasant. That is, my ego, isn't it? You can tell. I'm surprised. I am proficient in meditation, remember? I'm fine. I think I can remember enough now. You really are more than just a skirt-chasing priest. Well done. Let's see what he knows. Okay, that's great. Northwestern shore of the lake. Let's go. Some kind of big-ass research facility built in secret. Sure, whatever, that's fine. When and how did they possibly do that? They projected dummy images into the sky. Okay, sure. I guess they can do that. I mean, we know they have hologram technology. And they also have a deep fog around the facility, so no one can enter by, sea. They broke in, but they were ambushed by literally all the enforcers. I mean, yeah, they're serious business, so that's understandable. Yeah, leave this to the protagonists. We'll take care of the rest. Get some rest, buddy. This is the most dangerous thing we've ever done, by a lot. But you know what? We're gonna settle things with the society here and now. Hopefully. Yeah, we had a whole day of rest. Come on, that's more than we've got before. But rather than send all 8 of us in, we're gonna go with 4. So they all have a reason to go, but Kevin's putting himself at the top of the line here. And if they're all, brainwashed or lost their memory like Kurt is, they're gonna need some help with their mind, so it makes sense to bring Father Kevin. So, Estelle and Kevin are mandatory, so they're coming along. I've stripped Olivier of his equipment for reasons, so he's gonna be on the bench. stop. Sure.
Right.
And because we're bringing Zin along, Kevin's a pretty good caster.
This ought to perk you up.
Charizard will balance out our party. Let's run with this. Make sure to update Kevin's equipment while we've got him in the party. This is probably good. Once again, his orbment has been compromised. So, you know. Anyway, Kevin's courts are locked to time. A lot like Joshua's, actually, but he is built more like a caster than a physical specialist. In any case, you just head straight to the dungeon area, rather than, like, do you want to get on the boat? Do you want to start from the lakeshore? No, you go straight here after you form your party. Yep. That's one way to put it. Are the Growleritter kind of understaffed? Well, the situation's kind of complicated. He got dispatched out on his own at first. But if things really get bad, they've got some allies on standby. And retrieval usually means recovering it from someone. The church has forbidden the average citizen from owning working artifacts, and most nations agree and let us work. What's with all the locking down? Seems like a lot of effort for old machines. Okay, so thing is, there's lots and lots of different types of artifacts, right? Nobody really knows how or why they work yet. Despite that, they do work. And depending on how you use them, they can have absolutely crazy abilities. What do you think tends to happen when you put infinite cosmic power in the hands of your average citizen? I can guess, but what? The biggest thing is actually obsession. They can't resist the seduction of power, inevitably use the artifact for nothing good. Seriously? Always? We've seen it happen time and time again throughout history, sadly enough. Estelle, you remember Mayor Dalmore well enough to know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. It wasn't like that mind control Capua boss. Dalmore seemed like he could fight the whole world and win. Yep. Warp sense of confidence, races their ability to control themselves, and, you know, the sort of thing that's absolute power corrupts absolutely. But we've come into a fog, so it means we're getting close. In any case, welcome to the Lakeside Laboratory. I hope you're ready, because this is quite an involved mission. Okay. So luckily for us, we've got an orbit charging station by the dock. Can heal up if we need it. Otherwise, just progress as you normally would. Carefully and deliberately. And in our case, that means scoping out the exterior before entering the main building. Not that there actually is anything other than this door on the side. But since you'll find that the main door is locked, that's our way in. So, enjoy the funky music. This appears to be a production plant of sorts. And it seems like their area is guarded by those mysterious archaisms. The ones we were dealing with in the mine. So that's lovely. These jerks hit pretty hard even with nice equipment on. So gain the initiative and win the fight.
We're good to go.
Yeah, they aren't archaic, they were made recently. So yeah. Kevin raises the point that nobody's coming along to help them. So what we deal with is what we got. The gimmick to this place is there's a lot of locked doors, and you'll need keycards to open up these doors to access new areas. There's also a ton of treasure chests, but it's nothing too much to worry about. Anyway, you hit the lever here. This gives you access to the main gate. It's just a handy little shortcut if you need it. Not that it affects too much. A lot of these chests are trapped, so do your best. Or just have Estelle do all the work. Luckily, these things are pretty fragile. Anyway, inside there's a new weapon for Kevin. Doesn't beat out the Dominion that he's holding onto right now, though. See, there's green keycards, red keycards, as well as the blue one we saw earlier. But don't worry about that stuff for now. Just keep moving forward. Can't progress through that door until we get the red card. And we got an orbit charging station if we need it. Because we're about to head towards the first boss of the area. Say hello to Grant. He doesn't look right. Yep, he's ready to fight. His eyes look fucked up. Looks like we're gonna have to beat him senseless. Jeez, all that work for no damage. That's a pretty good critical. Do I not have, like, good equipment on Shara or something? Because she's taking a lot of damage. Whoopsie daisy. Anyway, this fight is just more annoying than it is difficult, because he just keeps knocking you out of the way here. Keep to your attacks and you should be fine. And that was excessive. Good work, Estelle. I'm gonna check Shara's equipment after this, because it seems weird that everyone else is only taking 1 or no damage, and she's taking like 400. So, Kevin's gonna fix his mind up. So, his mind got hijacked, and he was forced to defend this area. They got separated, and they're probably facing the same thing Grant is. Grant's gonna escape on his own, and let us handle the rest. Basically saying, hey guys, I really fucked up. Please fix some of my mistakes for me, please. Anyway, once you beat the boss, check the terminal in their room, and you can learn a little something here. Are the Guardian for New following text redacted. And by reading this little thing, you get the red card key. So you can open up any red doors you find. There's a few here on the first floor. We're just gonna go scrape around and pick those up before moving onward. And by a few on this floor, I mean there's just this one here. This doesn't give us any treasures or anything, but take a look at the archaism they've got in here. Looks a hell of a lot like the thing we just fought in the in Grantsel Castle at the end of the first game. So that's pretty disturbing. But anyway, this will take us up to the next floor. And if we had the right card key, we could move up to the third one. Or we could open this door. We can't do either right now, so leave those be and move on. EP charged inside there. I'm stuck. Get another pair of night goggles in here. May or may not be a gimmick to this part of the dungeon. But yeah. Looks like sleep chambers. What the hell is Ouroboros doing? Why is their technology so freaking advanced compared to ours? There's a lot of questions that we just don't have the answers to. Anyway, there's another thing that you can use the night goggles for to get around, but at the very least, this one you can actually kind of see where you're going. So, it's not really necessary. There's doors to the west and the east, but naturally we want to move towards the northmost door here. So as we do, we found Karna, who is also brainwashed. Last, first, same as the first.
Hurt you up.
No, Karna just actually hits fairly hard. I suppose that's good to know. I guess Karna can jam your arts if she so chooses. But she goes down quickly enough.
Alright, what's next?
Get a few levels for that. That's always nice. Looks like Karna's back to normal. Doesn't seem like anyone's here besides them. Maybe they've abandoned the base now that they've been compromised. So, Karna's gonna make her escape. I guess this is turning into more of a rescue mission than we're gonna take out the enforcers once and for all kind of mission. So, temporary combatants acquired from Jaeger Corps and other sources receive the following treatments. 1. Physical Enhancement Program. 2. Combat Technique Enhancement Program. 3. Chain of Command Obedience Program. 4. Protection of Secrecy Hypnosis Program following text redacted. So you can see exactly what Ouroboros is up to. Seems like they're up to some real shady shit with the things they do to their prisoners of war. Anyway, can't enter that one. That one requires the blue key. So just find yourself at the southern exit, and keep on moving. We can enter this one here, though. So go ahead and get your star rabbits from there. No, I have great equipment on Charizard. It doesn't make any sense why she's just getting run over like this. It's not her Boardman, is it? I mean, I don't have a defense quartz on her, sure, but shouldn't be that bad. I'm overthinking it. And you know what they do with people who think too much. Get another view of the Archaism from there. They must have been doing research on it for whatever reason. We have no idea. Perhaps they wanted to make a better kind of girl. So take this little path here. This will lead us outside, where we can see the jamming tower that they've got set up, but also a nap time cookie. Because, hey, who doesn't need damage-inducing food, right? Need the blue key to get up here. We need the blue key to go inside there. But at least we can access this room, which gives us access to a trapped chest.
All yours.
Seems you came up short.
And get yourself an attack 4 quartz. Which Kevin can't equip, because I can't adjust his ornament. Oh well, not a big deal. There's actually quite a few treasure chests in this little area here, so make sure you pick them all up. And we've come to another boss. It's Annalise. And she's also super, you know, 3rd time's a charm. And she has even more Archaisms at her disposal. But that's not gonna matter, is it? Estelle was kind enough to clear our goon squad. Anyway, you guys see an enemy use their S-Craft for the first time. It's actually a fairly decent amount of damage. So take advantage of the healing turn. and use it to pop our favorite bracer of all. I really need more space arts, apparently. And that's our third boss down. Still getting some decent experience at this point. Yeah, not the kind of rival fight we were expecting. Maybe next time we'll be serious. While we were running around, I spotted Joshua. When the Jaegers were chasing us down, he showed up and broke through their lines. Huh. Looks like, Joshua's here, but Annalise doesn't know where he went after that. There's an airship dock on the roof of the building. Okay, that's good news. Well, we saved all the bracers who tried to infiltrate this place and failed. Let's, finish exploring this place. Hopefully we can, learn something new. But the last thing you need to do is check this. About the beta. This emulator fully simulates the functionality of the original and manages a 90% synchronization rate with orbital fields. As a result, its size has increased, but execution of the gospel plan should be following text redacted. So you're just getting little hints of what can really go on here. That's all you get, though. Little hints. Anyway, the blue keycard opens up new avenues for us. So let's go ahead and collect all the chests we can with the blue key. Like that. 50 of each minor element sepith. Instead of heading towards 4th floor there, head back down to the second one. Open up this door here. Get yourself some wind sepith. At least these treasure chests are quite useful. Now we want to backtrack all the way to the dark room again. Eventually get pretty good at mapping these places out in the dark. Get some fire sepith here. Never have to go back into that dark room again. Last one's 1st floor here. all the way back to the very first area you went into. And right by the entrance here is the last card key you need to worry about. 207. Now there's also a green card key on this floor, which I forgot to check out. Mostly because I knew I'd be backtracking here anyway, so... Go ahead and pick up the Misty Veil in there. And with that, that should be 19 treasures in the area, which means all we need to do now is head on up to the very last floor of the area. Alright, 4th floor. Nothing too important in here. A few random encounters that are easy enough to avoid. And Norman charging station. Now, this is good. It means we can get Kevin's EP up to full. Go ahead and make yourself another save. And... oh, shit, it's Joshua. He doesn't look too good. Maybe he bit off more than he could chew. Oh, shit. Is he dead? Oh. He can say something. Well, shit. That's not Joshua. What the fuck is that? Oh shit, there's 3 of them? Yep. Welcome to a very annoying boss fight. Are you prepared to fight 3 Joshuas in a row? You better be. Buff yourself up. This is gonna be a tough fight. Well, it would be a tough fight. We've kind of, we've got a few tricks on our side. Unfortunately, we still don't have Thunder God Kick yet, which sucks. Now Stealth finally gets a turn. Alright. Yeah. I'm overstating how annoying this fight is. It's just really annoying in base game. Because you've got... again, 3 Joshuas throwing crafts willy-nilly at you. And they actually do a fair amount of damage. But, not so much in this fight. New Game Plus might be a bit crazy. Yeah. And they can all do this S-Craft move if you're being very, very slow and just showing off what things can do in a fight. But, we have Kevin on our side. And Kevin is a great undo button. That craft tails off a bit towards endgame, but in a pinch, still pretty useful. And just like that, we're done. They didn't even give us much experience. That was tough. Oh. You were just a fraction too slow in realizing the deception, I fear. I'm afraid that this is check and mate. What? Oh, hell. Ah! This is... Can't stay awake. It was a bit too easy a sport, really, but at least your reactions were amusing. It may be a small token of gratitude, but allow me to invite you to a place I think you'll find very interesting. Well, shit, guys. We fucked up. Just got ourselves captured by the enemy we did. Well, just Estelle. Everyone else they left lying on the ground here. Talk about walking right into a snake pit. Hey, Estelle, you alright? What is it? Estelle? Someone tell me this is a bad joke. Over there! Damn it! So, Estelle is currently not in our party. Where the hell is she? Oh, you can hear the slight hum of an orbital airship from here. Ah, crap! Of course, they wait just until now to take off. I mean, that sleeping gas had to be more potent than that. I mean, this would have taken them, what, 5-10 minutes tops? But whatever. They seem to have fled the scene entirely. Doing this only to capture Estelle. Estelle! Sorry, I don't have much of a voice today. This is... Estelle. Joshua? Why? It's okay. It's enough. Ah! I was always just a broken puppet. I can never go back to being human. So enough. Enough. No! Thank you. Goodbye, Estelle. No! 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 Oh! Wow, what a scream. Are you okay, Estelle? No, she is definitely not okay. That is a creepy-ass dream. Wait a second. What are you doing here? Yeah, well, forgive me for not being on the ball right after waking up. Anyway, welcome to Ouroboros' main base. Why don't you take a little peek out the window and see exactly what kind of place this is. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce Ouroboros' flagship, the Glorious. We even get an anime cutscene for it. That's how you know we mean business. And a remix of the Enforcer's music. This is no mere airship, though. It's a goddamn flying fortress. Huh? Yep. This ship could beat up an entire army. Putting it lightly, Ren. You people, what are you planning on doing with something like this? Our guest is finally awoken. Welcome aboard, Estelle. I trust your nap was restful. I'm sure you're quite out of sorts, being brought aboard with no fanfare. Fear not, we haven't brought you here to cause you any harm. Far from it, in fact. You're free to relax here. Why don't we take the chance to have a nice chat? About the society, about our goals, and about our common friends. I think I can answer many of your questions. Fine. Not like I have much of a choice. Let's hear it. Excellent. I'll be waiting. Ren, be a darling and show Estelle the way up here, would you? Sure, okay. Come on, Estelle, let's go to the sanctuary. Sanctuary? It's a really pretty room on the top deck of this ship. The professor's waiting for us there. Alright, show me the way. Aw, you don't need to be so serious. I think you'll really like what we have to say. Huh? What do you mean? You'll just have to find out. Anyway, follow me. Come on, come on! So we control Ren for this little area here. I don't really remember the map of the Glorious all too well. Luckily for me, I have a map up here. It's just, needless to say, it's not very easy to read in comparison to other things. It's just, like, very stilted, I guess, is the way to put it. Compact. Compact is probably the word I'd use. Anyway. Since we have control of Ren, we can only go to one place. This elevator here. Access to the sanctuary and the engine room is restricted. Please provide voice identification. Enforcer number 15, Ren. Codename, Angel of Slaughter. Destination, Sanctuary. Access granted. Welcome, Enforcer Ren. And here we are. This is the sanctuary. The professor should be just inside. Hey, Ren? What is it? Were you the one controlling that Joshua puppet in the base? Uh-huh, that's right. The professor asked me to. Neat, huh? So you're a victim of the society too. Huh? Never mind. Well, here I go. See you later! Ren's gonna be guarding the door, so we can't escape. All we can do is head into the sanctuary here. Let's talk with this professor, shall we? Not that I really want to. I hate this guy so much. I love doing his voice, but God, do I hate this guy. That is ridiculous pipe organ. Welcome aboard the Glorious. It has been some time since we last met, Estelle. Ah, Professor Alba. I thought it was you. I finally remembered when I heard your voice a minute ago. Cassius' bright daughter continues to impress. The seal on your memory wasn't particularly strong, but throwing it off on your own is still worth some manner of praise. My apologies. I've yet to properly introduce myself. My true name is George Wiseman. I am one of the Anguis, supervisors of the society. An Anguis? So you're like one of the high commanders of the society? Something like that. Now, as I said before, I am completely prepared to answer any questions you may have. What would you like to ask first? Honestly, there's so much to ask, I'm not even sure where to start. You needn't fret. Take your time thinking things over. If it pleases you, I could play a relaxing etude while you collect your thoughts. Yeah, I think I'll pass. You know, you didn't strike me as someone who'd be into that sort of thing. Well, whatever. Here's a question for you. Was the whole poor archaeologist thing a total act or what? Putting the poverty aside, I actually am an archaeologist. And as an aside, I picked up the pipe organ during my time with the church. I may not be that Erebonian you spent so much time with, but I dare say I'm decent, wouldn't you? Hang on, the church? Like the Septian? I was something of an academic priest. A chance meeting with the Grand Master led me to discarding the path of the faith. My knowledge of artifacts, paltry as it is, still proves useful from time to time, thankfully. With our current plan in particular. The one who tempted Colonel Richard into starting the coup, and the one who arranged all the gospel experiments. It was you. It certainly was. And it was all for the sake of our cause. Your gospel plan? I saw something in the research facility about that. Your plan is to take the aureole, isn't it? Take the aureole? That's not entirely accurate. But for the purposes of this conversation, it will suffice, yes. What is the aureole anyway? Why do you want it so bad? I know it's said to be one of the treasures of Adios, but just what is it? For the moment I must keep the exact nature of the aureole a secret. I would, after all, so hate to spoil the surprise. The surprise. Right. Thanks. Our plan has moved into its third phase. Very, very soon now, its true nature will be plain to see. I can barely contain my anticipation. And once the aureole has shown itself, then we will see the potential of mankind unfurled before our eyes. The potential of mankind? Ragnar had said something about that too. Oh, the holy beast was willing to bestow his wisdom upon you. Perhaps you are doing some more than simply living in your father's shadow. Spare me the flattery. What the hell? I keep asking you things and you keep dodging the answers. Do forgive me, it wasn't my intention to be so evasive. I can, however, easily answer the question I know you want to ask most. The what? What keeps you from asking it? Don't be afraid. Muster your courage and ask it of me. Joshua. Where's Joshua? His exact location is currently unknown to me. From what I've observed, he's up to something with those sky bandits. Their movements have been proven to be quite elusive. Though he is alive and well, I can assure you. Okay. Joshua's specialties are covert operation and guerrilla warfare. I was the one who tuned him to excel at such, but he has long since surpassed even my greatest expectations. I gleefully await seeing the height of his potential. You... Come now, you needn't look so angry. When Joshua was entrusted to my care, his heart was akin to a glass ornament, dashed against a paving stone. He was my first attempt at rebuilding such a shattered soul. Is it not natural, you think, for an academic to be curious about the result of his work? What did you tell Joshua on the day of the Queen's birthday celebrations? I merely removed the block on his memory and told him the truth. That he, once taken into your home, had been unwittingly acting as a spy and sending guild information to the society. That Richard's coup succeeded in its own right because of him. And finally that, thanks to his efforts, the ground was at last fertile for our plan. I even rewarded him. I formally released him from his obligations to the society. I finally get it. Why Joshua? That night. Why he disappeared. Why he said goodbye with that look on his face. Yes, I must say I did find that regrettable. To think Joshua would abandon you so coldly after regaining himself. I recommended he just pretend he knew nothing of it, and continue his life with you. But alas, I suppose my generosity backfired, no? I'm amazed. I'm amazed you can even say that. You were the one who chased Joshua into a corner in the first place. He didn't have a choice. So he had to look like that, and give his harmonica to me, and say, goodbye, Estelle. All of it! Every last bit! It's all your fault! Ah! Louve, the hell did you come from? I was here from the start. You simply didn't bother to notice. What an undignified performance. You performed so well in completing my challenges, too. Did I not teach you to think before you act? Come on, give her some credit. It takes balls to pick a fight with him. Agreed. Regardless of her skills, her courage certainly is impressive. Though I wonder if we should call it courage or mere foolishness. Oh, crap. So you're the Divine Blade's daughter? And this would be the first time we've met. I am Enforcer number 0, Campanella the Fool. Nice to meet you. Another one? Stop it, guys! You're scaring Estelle! Ren, too? You don't need to worry, Estelle. I know what I said last time, but we aren't here to hurt you or anything. Promise. Huh? Hey, Professor. Why not ask Estelle right now? Well, now is good as time as any. How about it, Estelle? Would you like to join Ouroboros? Oh, what? I'm sorry, I misheard that. Would you say that one more time? I asked if you would like to join the Society of Ouroboros. You wouldn't become a full-fledged enforcer right away, of course. You would be more of a candidate for the position. What? Are you insane? Come now. It's hardly the leap of logic you're thinking. Joshua has been rather stubborn about returning, but with you here, he would undoubtedly come back to us. And to you. Oh, Estelle, you want to see Joshua again more than anything else, right? If you join us, that'll come true right away. What's there to even think about? But, Now, Ren, Estelle might need some time to weigh her options. We will be departing the ship for a little while on business, Estelle. You may give us your answer when we return. And I do apologize for this, but your options must remain fairly limited during your stay. Feel free to request anything you need, but you'll be staying in your cabin. Well, we got ourselves into a real pickle here, didn't we? I don't think that's gonna fly, Estelle. I don't think that'll fly at all. No, that's stupid. It's not the way you do things. Oh, it's Louve. No need to be so on guard. Yeah, well, sorry. Well, it makes sense. They need somebody to look after the base. And if you want to find out, why not just accept his invitation? It seems you have your answer, but you're still hesitating, aren't you? If you want my advice, Estelle, you are not suited for the Society of Ouroboros. That's all. In both ability and personality. Man, do you have to be so completely blunt about it? Don't misunderstand me. The potential for the necessary skill is within you, somewhere. But your personality, you have too little darkness within you to be part of the Ouroboros. Darkness? All those in service to the Grandmaster bear some kind of darkness on their shoulders. Myself, the Professor, the other enforcers, Joshua too, needless to say. Hey, what's your relationship to Joshua anyway? Our relationship? Joshua was weirdly focused on you. He seemed to know who you were even though he didn't recognize you with that mask on. And on top of that, It seemed like he was desperate to find out who you were. That doesn't surprise me. The professor sealed part of his memory away. He was hypnotized in such a way that the moment he left the society, he could remember little about us. Even if he remembered his actions as part of the society, he could not remember his confederates. That would have been the core of his dilemma. The memories of his childhood would be the same. Even if he remembers Karen, he likely would have only loosely remembered me. I see. So that's why. Wait, Karen? I've heard that name before. Karen Astray. A childhood friend of mine, and Joshua's older sister. She died 10 years ago. What? That harmonica you have was originally Karen's. Joshua held onto it as a memento, and then it was passed on to you. Joshua had an older sister? How? How did Karen, pass away? I hope you know what you're really asking. The answer to that question requires staring into the abyss in which Joshua and the rest of us reside, and it will stare back. Are you prepared for that? Tell me. I don't know if I'm ready for what's coming or whatever, but I want to know what kind of path Joshua's followed. If nothing else, I have to know that. As you wish. It was a little over 10 years ago. Back when you could still find a village of Hamel on maps of Erebonia and Liberl. Hamel was a tiny little place. There weren't many other young people, so the three of us were always together. I dreamed of becoming a bracer, and I spent my free time practicing my swordsmanship. Karen and Joshua would watch and encourage me. That was how we whiled away the days. Once I was done with practice, we would turn our ears to Karen's harmonica. Karen could play anything on that harmonica. Anything. But my favorite was always the old Erebonian folk song, The Whereabouts of Light. It seemed like that bliss would last forever. We believed that. We had no reason to doubt it. That day dawned and began just like any other. And then they came. A band of invaders, garbed in black and armed with Liberlian weaponry, came from nowhere. They encircled the village and slaughtered everyone in sight. None were spared. Not even the old and infirm, not the young and defenseless, not even infants. Those who were killed quickly in the opening moments were the luckiest by far. And the woman. Even in this telling, there are some things I will not recount. We fled desperately from that hell. We were lucky to be in a position to escape when the attack began. We fled for the outskirts of the village. The screams of our own families carried to our ears on the wind. Once we'd gotten to the outskirts, I told Karen and Joshua I would act as bait to confuse any pursuers. I promised them I would catch up to them soon, and sent them ahead. But the attackers, they had laid their plans well. They had people in position to deal with any who had tried to flee. When I'd finally caught up to them, the scene was strangely quiet. A man, dead, shot through the throat. Joshua with the gun in his hand, dumbstruck. And Karen, holding Joshua with a horrific wound on her back. She was barely breathing at that point. Even now, the scene seemed surreal to me. Karen was calm and content. She entrusted her harmonica to Joshua, then asked that I take care of him. And then, she died quietly, there in that clearing. Why did that? The Empire invaded Liberl almost immediately afterwards. A defenseless little village, its inhabitants slaughtered by men with Liberlian arms. It was almost too perfect an excuse to invade. It can't be. Liberlian troops doing that? When the local garrison found us, they were adamant the invaders were Liberlian. When the war ended a few months later with the Empire's defeat, however, we were given a different tale entirely. They told us instead that a band of Jaeger dropouts had turned to pure brigandry, and they told us to never speak to anyone else of the attack. The Erebonian authorities announced that Hamel had been destroyed in a landslide, and all roads leading there were to be closed completely. Hold on, what? Why would they lie about that? Neither explanation makes sense. That's almost like... Indeed. Everything was a fabrication by the Warhawks in the Empire to justify the invasion of Liberl. At the end of the war, the ruse was discovered and the Imperial government was thrown into a panic. They conceded to a comprehensive peace and executed nearly everyone involved in the plot, all to pretend that it never happened. That, Estelle Bright, is the tragedy of Hamel in full. That was also when Joshua's heart was broken entirely. He was now burdened with the torturous death of his sister, his parents, and everyone he knew, and even the shock of taking another man's life. How could that not shatter the soul of a 6-year-old child? You've likely heard the rest from Joshua. His spirit was so wholly broken that he lost all will to do anything but play that harmonica. He began to waste away. That was when the two of us were found by Wiseman. To save Joshua's life, I entrusted him to Wiseman's care, and threw myself into Ouroboros training. And then, 2 years later, Joshua, repaired as he was by Wiseman, followed the same path. This is darkness, Estelle Bright. Do you understand what sort of gulf separates you and Joshua now? Do you understand what he stares into every day? I do. Yeah. Now I think I really understand why Joshua left. Huh? Hey, next time you see him, tell Wiseman thanks, but no thanks. I'll never join Ouroboros. It's not because I like or dislike the society, but as long as I'm gonna pull Joshua back over that gulf you mentioned, forget it. Although I do feel kind of bad about letting Ren down after she went through all this trouble to invite me. Hey, you think she'll forgive me if I say I'm sorry? You're one of a kind, Estelle Bright. To hear those horrors, and thus lose your hesitation? You truly are more than just the daughter of the Divine Blade. Thanks for the compliment, I guess. And you say all that, but you care about Joshua too, right? You guys were friends. Or maybe more like brothers. Let me be absolutely clear. That was 10 years ago. To me now, he is nothing more than a rogue element to be eliminated. What? The professor seems to enjoy letting Joshua do as he pleases. I have a different plan in mind. Sooner or later, I will deal with Joshua personally. Wait a second, what the hell is this? Karen asked you to take care of him. Does that mean anything to you? I have my own path I've chosen for myself. I've dedicated myself to my goal, and any who stand in my way shall die by my blade. Not even Karen's final request will stop me. How can you... Ah! Those are the professor and the others, yes. It looks like the third stage of the plan is getting underway. Third stage? What's... That is not for you to know. Once we're finished, you'll be returned to your father. Behave until then. Now, Justa! As one final note, don't even think of attempting to escape. The Glorious is 8,000 arge above ground. You have nowhere to run. Don't even think about attempting to escape, he says. As if he doesn't know it's human nature for me to want to do the exact opposite. Besides, he's the only enforcer on board. Alright, why not? Let's do this. Okay. Timing's gonna be everything. If I can figure that out, I'll be good. Let's see. I'll wait a couple hours until they let their guard down, and then... Right. It's worth a shot. So this was a memento of Karen, huh? You shouldn't throw away something like this so easily, you idiot. Alright, time to make our daring escape. Quiet as a mouse. She might be a bracer, but she's still just a kid. Babysitting while everyone else is out sucks. These are Lanehart's orders, and hell if I'm not gonna follow his instructions to the letter. You don't think she escaped? Damn it. Jesus Christ, Estelle, we're 8,000 arge up. Oh, could Henna take me right now? She probably fell. Damn brat, huh? Surprise, bitch. It's Estelle time. Now you see what the power of a senior bracer's like. Oh, you didn't? Well, you didn't correct your buddy then. Either way, nap time for you. Alright. It's us against a bunch of enhanced Jaegers, a pissed off enforcer, and on an airship that's 8,000 feet in the air. We ain't got shit to worry about. Let's go. I won't give up. Not until I see Joshua again. You won't stop for anything, Louve? Well, neither will I. So, make yourself a new save. And it's time for Estelle's solo sneaking mission. Let's go. We obviously can't take the elevator up to the sanctuary there, so don't even worry about that. Scour this area for treasure chests. Welcome to floor 1. This map is exactly as annoying as I remember it being. Luckily for us, don't have to do any fights in here because we've got that cloak quartz handy. Just want to be on your toes and collect all the treasures you find. There are some nice accessories here, and they're nice enough not to unequip you of stuff, so you don't have to worry about, oh, they got us trapped, now we have to put on all this shit. No, don't worry about that in the slightest. But it is a little bit of a puzzle to get around this area. There are random barriers put up, like that. So you see these red things, they'll block your path, which means you just have to be patient as you go around the area here. Luckily, it's not too hard to get to the other side. That'll lead you to a boss fight. Before you do that, head up here, pop into this room, and make sure to grab this treasure chest. It's another piece of equipment. If we weren't running endgame gear, it'd be pretty nice. Anyway, this is a super annoying fight coming up, so be ready for it. So we're on the deck now. I want some of these because I'm going to be dealing with a 4-on-1 fight here. Yep. We're surrounded by Jaegers. We're going to have to break through here. And the daughter of Cassius Bright does not disappoint. Damn straight she doesn't. And we're not going to lose here either. And of course, we've got a familiar face here. Oh, of course he needs to take the helmet off first. Well, well, well. If it isn't Gilbert. I know some of you might be thinking, who the hell is Gilbert? And it's like, remember Mayor Dalmore's steward? That's him. Who again? The second son of the capitalist Sky Bandits? No. How can you be so uncertain? And yeah, you do get bonus BP for remembering who this guy is. I've arrested a lot of people, buddy. Are you seriously a Jaeger? You're not actually gonna fight, are you? Well, he did get shot in the leg, but I mean, still. I've been a part of a huge number of combat enhancement programs since I first entered the service. In fact, I'm the best at combat enhancement programs. I'll just play along for now. Oh, what an offer. I moved to tears over here. Really? Eat shit, buddy. Maybe I can't beat one of these crazy enforcers on my own, but I can sure throw down with the likes of you. Bring it on, Screamer. Win this fight and win it fast. That's basically how this thing's gonna work out. With endgame equipment, these guys can't really hurt you that badly.
Let's see what color your blood is! Let's see what color your blood is!
He's really interested in finding out what color our blood is.
It's just a flesh wound.
But anyway, with endgame equipment, these guys go down pretty quickly. But yeah, you have to beat them fast. You're on a time limit early game, and you're obviously not as tough as I'm running with this party. Well, this beefed up Estelle. Basic strategy for base game: use some items, hit them with napping cookies, you know, put them out of their misery quickly. Attack items are your friend in 1v5 fights. But in our case, we just beat the piss out of them. Thank you, Clock Up EX. Right then, pop the safeties. Surprised, are we? Behold one of the gifts of Ouroboros. Our bodies surge with the power of the Society's technology. We are far greater than normal men, especially with the safeties off. Just in time. Looks like you're having a hard time. Allow me to assist. That won't be necessary. She's put up quite a fight, but we'll wear her down eventually. You're welcome to watch, of course. I wasn't talking to you. What are you... Too slow. What? What are you doing? I'm sorry, but you're not cut out for this. Lorf! Really, what were you thinking? You may be a full bracer, but you're still a total loose cannon. What were you going to gain by trying to fight them all by yourself? No way. Joshua? This isn't a dream, is it? Things would be nicer if this were a dream. Unfortunately, reality isn't so convenient. Huh? You finally show yourself. It's been a while, Luve. You knew I would find my way on board. It was entirely possible given your skills. Still, I'm curious as to how you actually managed it. I boarded one of the scout ships that went ahead of the Glorious to check out its route. None of the enforcers were about, so it was fairly trivial to sneak in. You even guessed that Wise Man would request the Ark. You really haven't lost your touch, Black Fang. Well, thanks to you, really. That was always a bit nerve-wracking, wondering if you or someone else would find me. There are few who can see through your skill at obfuscation. But stealth has its weaknesses. The instant someone notices you, you lose your one advantage. You have lost your advantage, Black Fang. What do you think a Fang can do against the Blade Lord? Wait! For your information, Louve, I'm still plenty ready to go. I don't care how strong you are. We won't make it that easy on... Stand back, Estelle. Louve is powerful. More so than the both of us combined. And knowing that, you still came here. Some might call that naive, but I know you're better than that. What drove you to leave her in the first place? If you wish to protect someone, protect them. If you wish to cut them from your life, then do it. Completely. Did I not teach you to be thorough? To be decisive? Yes, you did. That was the very first lesson you taught me after Wiseman was done tuning me. If she means that much to you, you should have never left her side. You should have stayed with her, tormented by guilt or otherwise. The fact that you didn't is just another form of escapism. Nothing but deceit. I know that, Louve. I know what you're trying to tell me. Do you really? Joshua? But in that case, what about you, Louve? This should have been my price alone to pay. My burden. Yet you joined the society too, and now they call you the Blade Lord. Why are you still working with Wiseman? My cooperation with Wiseman has nothing to do with you. I do so because of my desires. Your desires? You mean about Karen? Petty revenge won't bring Karen back. So I want to see if her death was worth it. I want to put humanity to the test. That's why I'm working with the professor. Put humanity to the test? Enough talking. You have 3 options. You and the girl both surrender. You protect the girl, and you die. Or, you abandon the girl and escape by yourself. Make your choice. Joshua! I'm sorry, but I'll be taking option 4. What? What? You. I fiddled with the orbital engines a little. Left alone, the Society's glorious ark will be another wreck on the ocean floor soon. Hey, Joshua, could you maybe warn me when you... You really are a magician. You need authorization for the engine room, so I didn't think you would be able to worm your way in there. I altered each of the 22 engines in a slightly different manner. Wiseman could sort it out. Maybe Ren, too. But with them gone, the only one left is you, Louve. A final ace in the hole to put a stop to the plan. Well done. But to use it now... Just how long do you intend to keep deluding yourself? I hope you have an answer when next we meet. I'll be looking forward to it. Joshua? We can talk later. I've got an airship prepared for an escape. We need to head down the stairs ahead of us and get to the hangar. Yeah, come on. And so... You aren't the lead character, Joshua. Estelle is. But... we've got Joshua in our party, and he's 9 level higher than us. So... put on all your best gear. Not that, though. Actually, this is pretty good. Aside from the arts drop, but still, that's fine. It's fine. What do we say to the god of death? Not today. Hell, you know what? All power all the time. Who needs arts anyway? Arts are for weaklings. Let's go. Anyway, if you need to heal up, we've got an orbital charging station here. And since we effectively kicked Gilbert's butthole, we can move on. Once again, gotta deal with these awful barriers. So just keep your wits about you as you're going through the area here. Luckily, I have a map, so it's not all that difficult to get around. Anyway, trap chest here. But the dream team's back together again. Self-destructs are so annoying.
Not done yet.
Anyway, get a weapon for Estelle in that trap chest. And then take the left path to make your escape. There's no other treasure chests we need to worry about in this area. So rather than keep moving around in here, let's just get out of here. And we know how much you love this stuff, so why not do it again, right? Oh, never mind. That's the next area. Can't go through either of those north or south paths, but we got this happening to us again. So again, you wanna finesse your way through the area. Grab all the treasures you can. Again, having a map is really useful for this area, so you're not wasting time checking every single door, yada yada yada. You can just go where you need to. Like so. We're at the end. Anyway, that elevator is our way up. Oh, sorry, down, because this hangar is where we want to be. Yeah. Head through the door here, and we can make our escape. One of the scout ships is docked here, so we just get on it and go. Holy! Since when does an airship have its own landing port? Can hold up to 12 smaller vessels, and luckily for us, 5 of them are out doing whatever. So we need to go to the one farthest in. So let's just run on over there, shall we? I assume it's this one, isn't it? No. Farthest in. We need to go farther in. Farther in. You're a bit late, aren't you? You? Campanella. Joshua, how cold. You have that nice long heart-to-heart with Louve, and you don't even stop to say hello to your old friend Campanella. I didn't think you were still on the ship. Let me guess, you knew I was coming this way. Well, I am the one the Grandmaster sent to observe this plan. It's my job to notice more than the others do, after all. It's impressive, though. You've changed quite a bit in the, what, half decade since last we met. You've become much more of a man, And you literally haven't changed at all. Even your appearance is exactly the same, as though you haven't aged a day. Well, I make sure never to skip my daily skincare after all. I heard you enjoy a good romp in a dress every now and then. Perhaps I could introduce you to some cosmetics. Could you be any more aggravating? You were waiting here for us because you wanted to fight, right? Just fight us already! Oh my goodness, what a strong little girl. I'd wondered what kind of girl could pluck your heart like a grape, Joshua. She's a good match for you, huh? Wait, who plucked whose heart like a... I forget myself, though. Your proper girlfriend is that bandit girl, isn't it? Oh, Joshua, you're such a stud. That's quite enough of your nonsense. I have no idea how you even know about Josette. But either way, our abilities in combat should just about be the same. And I doubt Estelle will sit idly by. Do you still intend to stop us with force? No, that wasn't my intent at all. As I said, I'm simply here to observe the plan unfold. I've no duty to impede you two directly. Wait, really? Then why bother waiting for us here? To say my farewells, of course. But you know, just saying goodbye isn't very exciting at all. So I thought I'd help make your escape story a bit more riveting. Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce to you the Gilbert Copter. Sorry, it's the Pale Apache. The Society already has working models. How will this affect their legend of heroes? Let's find out. God damn it, Campanella. Stupid troll. Anyway, Joshua has some absurd art set up, so don't be afraid to use them. Of course, I'm not set up to use arts very well, so don't even worry about it. Just kill these flunkies while you can. And now we're just gonna wail on it until it dies. Seems like a pretty effective strategy to me. There we go.
Let's move out.
Boss fight solved. And we're even up to level 67 for it. Well done, well done. I expected no less of Joshua, but the Misty's really very good as well. You. Enough of your stupid messing around! Now, there's no need to be so angry. Anyway, it's time for the fool whose act is done to exit stage right. What? Well then, you two. Let's meet again. Soon. He's gone. That's just a little escape trick he knows. Don't worry about it. More importantly... Hey, you're sure they came this way? Didn't you hear the sounds, idiot? No doubt about it. Estelle, we have to hurry. Right. Time for a thrilling escape scene. Lock the door. I'll get the ship launched immediately. Got it. Activation key recognized. Confirmation code entered. And we can go. What? I'm opening the hatch via remote control. We'll be launching immediately, so take a seat. Okay. It's them! Fire! Don't let them escape! We're falling! It's fine. We'll correct shortly. There we go. Think they can just fly away? Hell with that! Sortie the airships. We're going after them. Whoa, this is a radar, isn't it? There's, 3 lights, getting closer, I think. Pursuers. We'll need to evade them somehow. Joshua, you know how to fly an airship? The basics, at least. This ship doesn't have any armaments, however. This isn't the best situation for us to be in. Oh, great. Wait, why'd you go for a ship with no weapons? The ship was undergoing maintenance, so the security was lighter. It was an emergency, so I didn't have time to be picky. An emergency? You don't mean the fact that I was caught on the Glorious? Enough. We're gonna be flying rough, so hang on to something. Whoa! Well, this isn't good. We're being shot down from all sides here. This is bad. Those guys chasing us seem pretty good. Pilots have been put through one of the Society's piloting focused enhancement programs, most likely. They won't be very good at adapting to the unusual, but for more common tasks like chasing down a ship, they're very good. Get it. They're like those guys from earlier. If they're bad at adapting, though, maybe we can cause some kind of accident. Were we hit? No, wait, that wasn't our ship. Oh shit, it's the Bobcat. Are they providing support? Hell yeah. That's no way. The Bobcat? But why? Joshua, you're on that ship, right? Oh, sorry, that was Josette. That voice. Yes, it's me. What are you guys doing here? I thought you'd be out of Liberl by now. My brothers got all worried that you might run into a problem, so we've been shadowing that flying whale for a while. Really? Who was the one begging us to follow Joshua, looking all worked up and ready to faint? Kyle? Enough, you two. And besides, we have a little payback to give the Society ourselves. We thought we could stick around here until we settled our other debt. I see. Thank you. You saved me. Yeah, you better be grateful. Had an eye on you for a while, noticed you weren't firing back. There's some kind of problem? I had to take a ship with no armaments. It's proven to be a bit of an issue. I can imagine. What do we do then? Right then, we'll split them in two. You can probably lose one, right? One? No problem. It's a plan then. Blessings of Adios be with you. Joshua, take care, you hear me? And so, with the screen going dark, we've effectively shook off our pursuit. Estelle, is anything on the radar? Nope, all the lights are out, it looks like. Seems like we completely lost them. Good. I gotta say, I was surprised by the bandits. They're kind of okay. I never thought they'd show out of the blue to save us like that. Maybe I've been a bit too hard on them. It's true. I just saw us as two parties bound to a contract. But I suppose relationships between people aren't that simple. What's this all of a sudden? Put people together and maybe they'll fight. Maybe they'll be friends. All kinds of stuff can happen. That's just how people act, you know? Yes. How people act was never very clear in the world I lived in. Oh. Kill or be killed. Take or be taken from. Until I met you, my life was an endless cycle of such simplicity. But, even you had some good times with Louve and your sister, right? Louve told you about that, did he? It's true I have those memories, but they feel like someone else's. What? After my heart was shattered, my memories of Hamel were no longer my own. I think it's because I gave up being human and chose to become a puppet. I do clearly remember my sister's death. She and I were attacked by a man lying in wait for stragglers. The man swatted me away and forced my sister to the ground. Oh. At the time, I was too young to know what he probably meant to do. All I knew that he was hurting my sister, and I had a bad feeling, so I grabbed onto the man's back. I ended up getting crushed and thrown off immediately. Somehow, though, I had managed to get my hands on the man's gun. Thinking about it, I wonder, did I have a talent for killing people, even then? I'd never even been taught how, but I still removed the safety and pulled the trigger with no hesitation. The man fell over, spewing blood from his mouth, looking confused. At that moment, I finally realized I'd shot a man. He wasn't quite dead yet, though. He jumped up, combat knife out, screaming and gurgling incoherently with murder in his eyes. I curled up and closed my eyes, like I was being attacked by a wild animal. But there was no impact. I was embraced by something soft. When I opened my eyes, there was my sister, gently smiling at me. The man had collapsed at some point, and Louve was standing there, dumbstruck with horror. My sister, cradled by Louve, gave me her harmonica, and then she closed her eyes. I remember every detail, you see, but even talking about it like this doesn't make me feel sad. It's just a slight tugging at the heart, like reading a stranger's diary. And the same is true of my time with you. No, I do think I was changed a little by touching your warmth. I learned happiness and joy with you, and finally came to think of you as someone dear. But somewhere it all felt as if it was distant. I suspect that's what my real self was feeling. The empty void of the broken puppet that is Joshua Astray. This is goodbye, Estelle. Please don't chase after me anymore. I was a little happy to see you one last time, but even so, we should not be together. Being someone with someone like me will never be good for you. And to be frank, you'll only be a burden to me. So, you're a terrible liar, you know that? What? Joshua, listen. I've seen and heard a lot since you left. And now? Now I think I understand. I understand the reason you left. The real reason. The one you haven't even admitted to yourself. You can't bear to be with me because your heart's broken? You feel like being with me is someone else's story that you can never ever have? And come on, I'll be a bad influence on you? Or you'll hold me back? What? That's all a bunch of lies. Every single one. Especially that last one. They aren't lies! No, Joshua. Really. Listen. I understand now. You're really, really scared. What? You think it's your fault that your sister died. And you'd never, ever forgive yourself if something happened to me. That's why you ran away from me that night. Everything else was just pinned on afterwards. And that's ridiculous. Wise Man's conditioning left me incapable of feeling fear. He took away my ability to feel so that I wouldn't hesitate during an operation. You're a little off target, I'm afraid. No, darn it, I'm not talking about something that's superficial. Joshua! You said you can't help but feel like your sister's death happened to someone else, right? Do you know why that is? Of course. It's because I'm a broken wreck of a human being. Nuh-uh. No, wrong. We aren't letting self-pity get in the way here. Joshua, you just don't want to remember how awful it was when your sister died. How you blame yourself for it. Unconsciously, you've been trying to think of it as someone else's problem, to get away from it. A lot of people do that. And on that ship, don't tell me you weren't afraid there. I mean, it was a lot of work just to sneak on board, right? But you didn't even hesitate to help me escape. It's almost as if you were trying to get me away from danger as fast as you possibly could. Danger you were afraid of. You aren't a broken wreck, Joshua. You're just scared. Mostly because you care for people so much it breaks your heart. And you're lying to yourself about it. That's how I see it, and I know I'm right. But that can't... Why? Can you... Have you forgotten, Buster? I'm LeBurl's #1 Joshua watcher. Now that I know all about your past too, I'm the biggest authority on Joshua Astray in the world. I know more than Wise Man or Luve even. Joshua scared, and Joshua brave. Joshua lying, and Joshua honest. My beloved Joshua. I finally found you, Joshua. I finally reached you. Stop. But I need to say this. I don't want to be just one more person you feel like you have to protect. As long as I'm a bracer, I can't stay away from danger. That's not gonna change even if you leave again, Joshua. It's what I have to do to be who I am. And so, Joshua, let's make a promise. A promise? Let's go forward together from now on, and protect each other, equally. I'm strong enough to be able to cover your back now, Joshua. And if you're at my side, there's nothing I can't beat. No matter what kind of crazy nonsense the society throws at me, I won't die. So you don't need to be afraid for me anymore. I promise. Estelle, Why? How? I haven't been able to cry since Karen died. I could never even shed tears as an act. But now... It's okay. No one's looking. Cry as long as you want. And I'll just hold you like this. Damn it. I'm sorry, everyone. Every time. Every goddamn time. God damn it. I love this game so much. That was, a little embarrassing. No kidding. Oh, right. Here, let me return this. Oh. Seriously, Joshua, this is your only memento of Karen, right? You shouldn't just fob this off on others without thinking, buddy. Yes. It was a bit thoughtless of me, wasn't it? I was kind of wondering, what kind of person was she? What kind of person? She was friendly to everyone she met, kind almost to a fault, and she had dignity born of humility. She and Louve, the Louve of back then, were perfect together. I was always a little jealous of them as a child. Friendly, kind, and dignified. So she was kind of like Chloe then. It's a good comparison thinking about it. Karen didn't look like Chloe. She had my eyes and hair, but they were similar in spirit. Estelle? Oh, nothing. Oh, speaking of Chloe, you realized you worried her and everyone else sick too, and not just me, right? You have some serious groveling to do when we get back. Estelle, I do. If you say something like, oh, I don't have the right to go back, I'm just gonna drag you back by your hair, okay? Sure, you're a wise man's spy, but you didn't even know it, right? Even helping the bandits get their ship back was done to try and stop the society, right? If you tell Dad about the society's plans, they'll make it even. That's what they call a plea bargain, right? That's not quite how a plea bargain works. Besides, even if you want to stop the society, you can't get back on that ship, can you? In that case, your only option is to work with us, Buster. And if you hadn't been abducted, I could have destroyed the Glorious as I originally planned. Yeah, sorry about that. Wait, hold on. How can you say destroy the Glorious so easily? I know it's the society we're talking about, but were you really gonna kill them all? It will take nothing less to stop Wiseman and Louve. And even then, there's a decent chance they'd survive the destruction of the Glorious. For the love of... No, actually, I think it's for the best I got caught. You were gonna do something completely crazy, Joshua. You're all, Estelle's being all cute and naive again, aren't you? No, not at all. It's just that you have matured a lot as a person while we've been apart. But ultimately, you're still Estelle. That makes me happier than I thought possible. Oh, come on, Estelle. What the heck does Joshua's smile still make my heart race? It's because it's been a while, isn't it? Still gets me. Right there. Estelle? Hey. You got along pretty well with that tomboy, right? Tomboy? Oh, you mean Josette. Well, at first we had our differences. Even so, we came to understand each other pretty well by the end, I'd say. Understand each? Did you kiss her? What? Question. Answer. Give. Right. Of course I didn't. Our relationship wasn't like that. Oh, good. Well, then... Can I request a do-over of that night? A do-over? Oh. The first kiss is really important to a girl, you know? And it was all your fault that mine got wasted. So, you've got to take responsibility, mister. Estelle. Estelle. I suppose I do. Hey, Joshua! Tomboy. What? Aw, heck, you got away too, huh? I was hoping you'd stay caught. Gee, maybe I should have thrown you at them as a distraction, but I don't think they'd like grimy tomboys. Come on, Josette, don't start a fight. You won't object to a brief truce, I hope, Miss Bracer. Yeah, well, you guys did save us back there after all. So, thank you, really. We wouldn't have made it without you. There's no need to thank us. I don't remember saving you. So just keep your thanks to yourself, okay? Okay, one of you is getting dragged off to prison after all, it looks like. That aside, Astray, what are your plans now? Huh? We came to ask if you wanted to come with us, but... I'm thinking it looks like we don't even need to ask, huh? Yes, forgive me. I'm not really certain how things will go from here. Right now, though, I will be traveling with Estelle. Joshua! I see. Whatever. At least there's still a chance. What? Joshua, remember, you get tired of Miss Airhead over there, just come on back to us. You'll always have a place on the Bobcat, okay? Walk over here and call me an airhead one more time, you greasy tomboy. Thank you, Josette. Dawn, Kyle, I owe all of you so much. That's our line. Good luck and stay safe. Hopefully we'll meet again someday. Estelle. What is it? You do understand that the enemies we've made are overwhelmingly powerful. You were captured primarily as bait to lure me out, I suspect. That way, the Glorious wouldn't be destroyed in Weisman's absence. Oh. And to be honest, Louvet probably could have saved the ship after kicking our bodies into the sea. I'm fairly sure the reason he didn't was out of pity. Pity at how weak I was, I mean. All of the Enforcers are the same. In terms of pure power, they're all masters, far stronger than me. Even Ren. We have picked what will probably be the hardest fight of our lives. Yeah. But I do promise, I promise I won't ever run from reality again. I will walk with you until the very end. Joshua, I promise too. To the very end. And with that, Chapter 6 has reached its conclusion. And so the stream will be reaching its conclusion as well. I'd like to thank everyone who came out tonight to watch. I hope you enjoyed this a lot. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to do the needful. Like, comment, and subscribe. Check me out on Patreon if you haven't and you're interested in supporting me further. But until next time, thank you all, and we'll see you for Chapter 7, the Tetracyclic Towers.